Alright guys, it's time to tell you the story on how the 4-speed program started at Unique Performance. It was summer of 2018. Brian Parker at IKT Diesel Performance in Kentucky is the one that actually built the trans in the red truck, the original transmission. And it really tested that. I broke the input shaft right here because I didn't put traction bars on the truck. So first mistake was that. So we had Brian fix the trans again, and everything was fine. And then I decided to burn the truck down, racing in Sturgis. Levi Crutch. If you don't party at 5,000 RPMs, lose your water pump, shuck your serpentine belt, oil the track. Sucks to be you, dog. So when we nuked the water pump, shucked the serpentine belt, oiled the track, everything, you name it. And we ballooned the converter. It got so hot that the converter was purple, and it stunk so freaking bad. It was nasty. So anyways, the transmission, the valve body, the filter that was on it, literally had a hole burned right in the middle of it. It got so hot. And it was at that point where I was like, you know what? I got to pull another transmission out on my back. This is going to suck. This is a problem. So we did some videos with Eamon. Later that summer, Brian Parker rebuilt the trans again. I did a stupid modification of the valve body. I drilled a little too big of a hole, and we had like 350 psi line pressure, and it got really hot. The transmission got so hot you could watch the transmission temperature gauge climb with the speed. It was ridiculous. So first mistake was that. And being in the transmission industry, you're not gonna get it first off, the first time you do it. So you have to go through the phases, pulling them out, putting them together, pulling them out, putting them together. Anyways, we fixed that issue, drove the truck another 3 months, and decided to leave me on the side of the road. So that's when I drove the truck back to our red shop, which was across town. It was our first shop that we had. And the truck sat for 6-7 months. And during that period, I rebuilt the trans probably, 5-10 times. And I finally sold it to a customer of mine, a really good customer of mine in South Dakota. His name is Jeff Benson. And we had issues with lockup, first geared lockup, flare shifting. Oh man, it was like the worst girlfriend you could imagine. It was that bad. And I know exactly what that's like. So, it was just one thing after another. And then finally, out of everything, we got it. It was amazing. It was like, coming to a Jesus moment. It was like, the clouds came in and everything was just berries and cherries, and we got it figured out. And during that phase, we sold a transmission to a customer of ours. His name's Giovanni Petruzzello in Connecticut. Sold him our first party 1010 48RE full manual valve body that we sold to the public. And, we had a couple installation errors here. We FaceTimed them for a couple hours a day on the phone, helping them get it installed, and they got it. Transmission's still alive to this date. So we got that figured out. A huge key to our transmission program is the people that help us. And the people that help us are Suncoast Performance, John Muldoon, he is a wizard, Ron Wolverton, Brian Carter, Montana Cherry, everybody at Suncoast. They are absolutely the smartest people I've ever met. And I'd be no one without their help. And just a huge shout out to them. Very thankful for the help that they've done for us to get us where we're at today. And we got the red truck figured out with Jeff. He finally got it. He was starting to get mad at me over, obviously how long it took, and took full responsibility of that. But we got it figured out, and he drove the truck, and it still has the same transmission to date. It's got like 25,000 more miles on the trans. It's doing awesome. So this is where it gets interesting. We decided to build the trans for this bad boy. Jacob Richards at Fleece Performance built the transmission for it for years. We decided to convert it for full manual, obviously for racing. Built my first trans for this with Matt Johnson at the old red shop. Powder coated Bentley blue case. It was awesome. But my stupid ass didn't check for line pressure once we put it together. So we were out racing, being hot rods and dumbasses, and we cracked the case right where the band goes. Play stupid ass games with stupid ass. Love it. Readjust the band, front band, second gear band. Cracked the case. So I was like, oh, hell yeah, cracked the case, and, big guy, cool. Thought it was cool, but it really wasn't. So me, Matt, Tickles, and Tennessee broke the trans, and anyways, we rebuilt it overnight. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We got it all done. It shifted through the gears. The next day we went racing and we got into the 6s with it. We were happy. Oh man, it was a big moment for us. Cool story. That's when the transmission program really started to come together. And now we have it very well figured out. We went all season in this truck last year. We cracked 2 cases because we didn't check line pressure. We had a 5.0 lever in the truck and we put a 4.2 lever in it and we adjusted line pressure and it went back down. Obviously we have Brian Carter and John Muldoon's valve body. Swap them in and out, see which ones we like. Right now it's got John Muldoon's valve body in it and we went a 634 this year in the truck. Last year, like I said, we didn't have any failures in the truck other than cracking the case. And then this year, I built the trans down at Suncoast when we went racing with Montana. We tore it apart, and the overdrive sprag was exploded. Didn't know about that. And the Fortin Directs looked awesome on it. Obviously, we run GPZ grays in it. It was awesome. So we upgraded to the 35 input this year and the 29 output shaft. And this truck right behind me, the truck behind me, obviously, which is my blue truck, went all season on a 35 input, Suncoast converter, all the Suncoast hard parts, billet band, billet drum, everything, you name it. The new Sonics 35 input, haven't broke it. 29 output, we went all season without breaking the transmission in this truck. So it was a really big factor for us proving our transmission and to our customers was being able to do it in-house. And the only reason why we did it in-house is because I was basically so tired of sending a transmission off back east and waiting on it for 3 weeks to a month because half of our summer's gone just like that. And that's basically where the transmission program started. I've yet to take the transmission out of this. When we do, obviously we're going to give you guys a quick laydown on it, how it looks, what's worn, what's good, what's bad. And nowadays we have we have 14 competition and street transmission builds going on as we speak right now. Obviously, due to COVID, we have a couple of things that are delaying us right now. Obviously, backing plates and hard parts, clutches, stuff like that. It's just really hard to get your hands on a lot of it. But I wanted to give you guys a quick story on how exactly this transmission program started. It started from the red truck, and it was a nightmare. And this one was quite the time. So the transmission program here, when we got the 4-speed program pretty much dialed into a T. We use like I said, Suncoast Performance is a huge key to our success. Ron Wolverton, Brian Carter, Ernie, Montana, Cherry, everybody at Suncoast. Very thankful for those guys and what they do for us. And big thanks to John Muldoon, obviously, for the help that he does for us. Valve bodies, everything, you name it, switch shifters. Our customers are really happy with the products that we have, and it's because of these 2 trucks that we're able to sell you guys a good product nowadays, and obviously our 4-speeds and the 48 swaps that we put in the 4th gen. It's just a very, very big program. And obviously I'll cover more on our transmission assembly process, what we put into them, and stuff like that down the road. So thanks for your time, guys.